Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about some of the key talking points from Friday practice in Melbourne. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content, but let's jump straight into the video. So the F1 season has finally kicked off in Melbourne with the first two practice sessions on Friday getting underway. And I think one of the key talking points from them was Red Bull. Now, if you go back to between 2010 and 2013, Red Bull were the team to beat, and Sebastian Vettel won 4 world championships in a row. You then go to 2014, and these new hybrid engine rules are introduced, and all of a sudden, Red Bull are not the team to beat anymore, and Sebastian Vettel was getting knocked out in Q2 in the first race of the season. And that was quite a shock at the time, and I feel what's happening right now is kind of reminiscent of that. As we know, Red Bull have been the team to beat since these new ground effect regulations came into play in 2022. But as we saw in the second half of 2024, the team really did begin to struggle. And now we go into 2025, and it looks like at the moment, Red Bull are pretty much nowhere. There's so much rear movement on the back of that Red Bull. It looks like a real handful to drive. And both Max Verstappen and Liam Lawson, especially Lawson, were not putting in competitive lap times. At least Verstappen was able to get into, the top 7. Lawson was down in 16th in FP2. So a bad start to the weekend and season for Red Bull. But what I think potentially makes it that bit worse is Verstappen has revealed that the balance actually wasn't too bad in the Red Bull. So it wasn't a case of, the balance is off and you can fix that with setup perhaps. He feels the balance was okay. It was just a case of the car not coming alive. And that's going to make it really, really tough to fix. And Verstappen was quoted by Sky F1 as saying, the balance wasn't even completely out, like no massive or major problems. But somehow the grip was not coming alive and just struggling on all 4 tyres, really, in a sector 1 and the last sector. That means, of course, that we're not really up there at the moment. The problem is that it's not really like I have major balance problems, so I think it will be a bit hard to fix, but it's also nothing that I didn't expect when I arrived here, so I'm not positively or negatively surprised with the pace that we're showing. So yeah, a difficult start for Red Bull, and on top of that, just to highlight this, the junior team Racing Bulls, they had a fantastic practice in Melbourne. In FP2, Sonoda was P4, Hadjar was P6. The Racing Bulls really did come alive. I would suspect they were probably running a higher engine mode, maybe less fuel, but still, the junior team is outperforming the main team at the moment. So yeah, it does look like Red Bull will be out of the fight for the win this weekend, and I think it's going to be between McLaren and Ferrari. Mercedes look to be up there on race pace actually. On the harder tyres, especially the medium tyres, that Mercedes car looks pretty good. It's just when you go on to the softer tyres to do the push laps, the qualifying simulations, the Mercedes does fall away a bit. They don't really improve how Ferrari and McLaren would. So Mercedes are definitely up there when it comes to race pace, but when it comes to qualifying, it seems that that's letting them down a bit at the moment. And if Mercedes can't get a grip on qualifying and, they start lower down the order, then yeah, that's going to hamper them in the race. So for me, I think it's really between McLaren and Ferrari this weekend. Now, in regards to Lewis Hamilton, he had a bit of a slow start to practice. His first time driving competitively in the Ferrari. In FP1, he finished 12th. And FP2 was a nice improvement. He definitely looked more comfortable in FP2, but he was 5th, around 4/10 down on Charles Leclerc, who ended up going fastest for Ferrari in FP2. But it doesn't look like Hamilton is bothered by that at all. And if anything, it looks like he's got more to come. It looks like he's just building up to it at the moment, getting used to the Ferrari in a competitive session. And Hamilton was quoted by Sky F1 as saying, it's been a super exciting build up to this week, and it felt amazing to get out there and be in a Ferrari here. Honestly, the car felt so much different to what I've experienced coming to this track. So it took a little bit of bedding in through P1. P2 was definitely a little bit better, but just building. We're slowly building and getting a little bit faster bit by bit. So yeah, it does look like there's potentially more to come from Hamilton. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. And until the next one, take care. Bye.